What if I told you that Jaguar Wright had just done it again, except that this time she had set off a bomb instead of just spilling tea? Yes. The woman who established a profession revealing industry secrets recently went online, asserting that she has video evidence of Tiny's covert wedding, a ceremony that supposedly took place behind T.I.'s back, rather than simply rumors or screenshots. Yes, I did hear that. Guests, rings, vows, and quiet during a 4K wedding. As a result of Jaguars speaking the truth, the internet is currently in flames. Has been living in deception in the South. It's not a headline when a secret marriage is revealed, so tea breaks down. It is currently taking place. The individual who turned his social media, the largest platform in the world, has surpassed marriage into a TV franchise. However, this is the question that nobody is posing. Why would Jaguar be correct? Let it slip now. What does she stand to gain by making this public? Is it retaliation, influence, or something more profound that unites the three of them? Because it becomes clear as you delve deeper into this issue that it involves more than just love and treachery. It concerns control, power, and a potential leak. Terminate more than a union. The internet assumed it was just another tirade when Jaguar Wright went live that evening. The typical half-truth, a two-day trending, half-explosive monologue that vanishes into celebrity TikTok purgatory. However, there was a change in her tone this time. She wasn't giggling. She wasn't singing. She was enraged. Do you guys think I'm insane? With her gaze fixed on the camera, she continued, I got receipts. Real video, not snapshots or direct messages. Then she said the line that stopped the whole Atlantis scenario in its tracks. Tiny's covert nuptials. Over 100,000 people watched the live event in just 10 minutes. There was anarchy in the comment area, prayer hands, love, broken hearts, and clown emojis. Please don't play with us, Jag. Not Tiny and T.I. again, one admirer commented. Another wrote, unless you truly got that clip, you're lying, girl. Jaguar then grinned as if she had been waiting for this moment her entire life. Yes, to understand. Let's just say that the man she married is well known in the field. She abruptly stopped the live stream, lost. Just silence, with no explanation or follow-up. However, that was sufficient. The video was widely shared on Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, and rumor within an hour. Suddenly, forums that had not been active since 2018 sprang back to life. In 47 cities, Tiny's name was trending. Reposts of T.I.'s previous interviews were occurring, and you mean Jaguar? She simultaneously became the most popular villain and hero on the internet. Jaguar has a history of throwing, in case you're unfamiliar with this spectacle. Grenades directed at the sector. She became popular for revealing purported secrets that no one else had the courage to reveal, called out well-known producers, and accused prominent celebrities of industry misdeeds years ago. Loud. She is considered delusional by half of the globe. The other half believes she is the game's last remaining honest person. She is now asserting that she has the most Atlanta has seen devastating footage ever since the Diddy raids. By dawn, gossip bloggers were already creating thumbnails that featured bolded leaked material, red circles, and zoomed-in faces. Some said they had witnessed it. Others feigned exclusive information in order to manipulate the algorithm. A brief 7-second clip ago began to circulate on Telegram. It had a white-dressed woman laughing, and Tiny's voice was exactly the same. Although the groom's face was hidden, the scene screamed wealth, chandeliers, expensive outfits, white roses, everything. Then a hazy hand extended and placed a ring on hers. The audience gave a quiet gasp. "We love you, Mrs. H," was shouted as the video ended. 7 seconds, however, that was sufficient to ruin a 15-year marriage. T, meanwhile, said nothing at all. There was no reply from his camp, not even a cryptic post, no statement, no denial. It was made worse by that quiet. Supporters began to conjecture that he had already viewed the video and was preparing his next move. One individual remarked on Twitter, "If Tip don't post in 24 hours, it's real." The following day passed, nothing. It was proclaimed official by the internet. He was played by Tiny. The purported backstory then began to emerge, according to an unnamed industry assistant. You know, the ones that pop out of nowhere whenever tea is hot. Tiny had been having an affair with a well-known producer in Atlanta for months. According to the story, they had become close that eventually began meeting in secret after hours after bonding over business turmoil during recording sessions. Too much of T.I.'s attention was on his podcast. The she was lonely, bored of his ego, and tired of acting, according to her aide. The private ceremony was allegedly only a symbolic union and not legally binding. However, symbolism is still deeply ingrained in the South. Jaguar's supporters began making connections. She had previously said that she knew a producer who had potentially marriage-ending receipts on his phone. She didn't appear to be bluffing now. When the queen silently marries another king, the empire falls. One of her previous tweets from months ago reappeared. People assumed she was referring to Beyoncé in the past. Perhaps she meant Tiny, it turns out. Radio stations were reporting on it by now. Podcasts were referring to it as the largest betrayal in Atlanta since Usher's controversy. Some insiders even asserted that the video had been made available for purchase to major media outlets. 6 figures, although TMZ allegedly passed for legal concerns, frame-by-frame breakdowns were still leaked by underground bloggers. They improved the lighting, froze the picture, examining each reflection. A man wearing a gold chain with a P pendant, the same necklace a particular producer was renowned for wearing, was seen in one corner of the film. Just beyond the floral arch, the story began to write itself. Tiny wed her producer. Supporters let up a yell. Jaguar wasn't lying. No one was interested in calm answers, although others said it was old footage from a music video shoot. They desired pandemonium because it attracts attention. According to several insiders, T.I. had seen the entire clip days before Jaguar released it. He apparently heard a close friend say, "Bro, don't get online just yet." He was seen leaving his Buckhead estate at 2 a.m., but he couldn't contain his emotions. "Let's deal with this discreetly." Paparazzi footage showed him shaking his head and mumbling, "I can't believe this," while sporting a sweatshirt and looked like a man whose world had just fallen apart. In the meantime, Tiny's team was rushing to conceal the issue with a new project announcement. and an EP teaser that fell, "Love always wins." The caption reads on Instagram, "Wrong action." The remarks were harsh, "Loyalty prevails, but love wins, lost." "Girl, you wore white twice," said another. She disabled the comments in a matter of hours. Jaguar, huh? Naturally, she wasn't finished. She went live once again while drinking tea as if she had just watched her prophecy come to pass. "You see, I told y'all the industry hides everything," she added, adding, "Call me crazy until the truth comes out. I simply switched on the lights." Her live earned an additional $200,000 views, and the internet went crazy. She only showed a hazy snapshot to prove that the video was there, and that was all she needed to get it trending again. One question immediately dominated the conversation: why Jaguar? How did she obtain this footage? Some claim she had connections to the event planner, while others think she acquired it from a disgruntled Tiny Studio employee. However, the most bizarre consider the allegation that T.I. personally gave it to her as payback. One user said, "He's angry, he's embarrassed, and he knows Jaguar is the ideal chaos agent." Since it made logical, the hypothesis gained traction quickly. The story began to change every hour. 1 second, Tiny went from being the target of a smear campaign to becoming the mastermind behind her own demise. Jaguar was the antagonist, and then she became a whistleblower, and T became into the emotional punching bag of the internet, with old videos of him discussing the importance of trusting your woman reappearing with laughing emojis. TikTok was inundated with memes of him sobbing in slow motion while listening to R&B songs. Comedians even joined in. One of them uploaded a comedy called Tea Watching. Despite the fact that Tiny's wedding video became viral overnight, there was a darker undertone to the commotion because, according to another anonymous tip, this time purportedly from someone, she had more than just the leaked footage, according to the source close to Jaguar, and the whole version included audio. If the stories were accurate, that recording had promises, voices, and a single line that would alter everything, a tiny whisper that was at last unrestricted. Fans went crazy when that assertion was made, and Reddit was inundated with threads titled "Tiny stated she's free from what?" Some people interpreted everyone believed that it indicated something spiritual, but others saw it as emancipation from her marriage. If that audio was real, it may spell the end of T.I.'s career. The man's reputation was based on his devotion to his family and his reputation as the rehabilitated spouse who turned drama into empire. If that facade were to fall apart, everything he had worked so hard to achieve would fall apart. With it occurred then. A burner account posted an enigmatic tweet that simply stated, "Part 2 coming." No, some said it was shared by Jaguar herself, while others insisted it was from a phone that had been compromised. However, no one knew who posted it. Indicated that the scandal was only beginning and that it wasn't yet finished. It was just getting started when a new file called Tiny Wedding F began making the rounds in encrypted group conversations. Just hours after that enigmatic tweet, the thumbnail alone was enough to send people into a frenzy, even though no one knew who provided it or where it originated. A closer look at Tiny at an altar surrounded by candles, grinning as if nothing had happened, and just across from her was a man with the same chain that admirers had already recognized as being that of a well-known Atlanta producer. The password-protected material began to leak in bits and pieces. a hand slipping a ring, a quiet chuckle, a murmur, "It's official." It was enough to ruin careers. No music, no editing, just plain reality. By midday, every gossip site from when Shadoon clones shared images of the neighborhood, each claiming exclusive access. Fans went crazy, comparing Tiny's attire to the one she wore in her. Someone even extracted metadata from the video, revealing a timestamp that corresponded to a day she claimed to be in the studio on her previous Instagram story weeks prior. The betrayal wasn't only emotional now. It was true and digitally timestamped. As a result, one tweet claimed she was receiving marital advice from him during interviews. In the meantime, Jaguar Wright was enjoying her role as villain, going live once more while clutching her phone like a trophy. "They accused me of lying," with a firm voice, she replied. "Now that the truth is out, everyone wants to play dumb. They knew. You can't fix a marriage built on image," she stated with that icy, contented smile after warning T months before through mutual contact, but he refused to listen. That quotation alone became a meme, but the next strange development was the leak of an audio message purportedly from Tiny herself. "I didn't mean for it to come out this way," a woman who sounded exactly like her said. "All I wanted was serenity." The video lasted just 10 seconds. Lengthy, but it blew up. News outlets began quoting it, fans debated its veracity, and T.I.'s silence began to appear less graceful and more like guilt. "He's too quiet," one tweet said. "He's either planning revenge or he's going to blow up." Revenge? Oh, it happened quickly. Late that evening, T finally uploaded a video of himself in his car, his eyes low and his voice shaking, with no elaborate background or editing. It wasn't a denial, but he stated, "You can fool the people, but you can't fool the truth." Fans didn't need more, so they cut it and added a sorrowful message. It wasn't confirmation, it was heartbreak wrapped in poise. Music named T.I.'s final goodbye, and it went viral in 8 countries. According to insiders, T.I. had employed private investigators to track down the initial leak. According to reports, they found that the video was uploaded from a burner device registered under a fictitious name associated with a member of Tiny's new business team. It's not random. Connection altered everything. According to one source, someone intended to expose her for retaliation or ruin her. Tiny went from homewrecker to potential victim in an instant. Fans began to question whether Jaguar Wright was being used as a pawn, even though her name was still trending. Then a new bomb was dropped. Screenshots purportedly from a studio insider and Jaguar discussing the best moment to leak were shared by an unidentified account. "Let it drop when T.I.'s next interview airs," one message said. "The rollout will be ruined by that." It made little difference if those screenshots were authentic or not. They were credible, and credibility is sufficient in scandal culture. Tiny's attorney issued a brief statement the following morning, rejecting all allegations and claiming that the video was unlawfully obtained and highly distorted, but that wording simply made matters worse. Distorted sounded like fans hung on to every word. Illegally obtained sounded like guilt. So, it's real, but not recent. They said the same thing about Diddy's footage before the FBI pulled up, one tweet mocked, while another said the same. The comparisons quickly became harsh. Jaguar Wright, meantime, stepped up her efforts and posted a mysterious video called "The Tape They Don't Want You to See." It wasn't the montage of screenshots, blurred faces, and background music that sounded like vows being exchanged comprised the wedding movie, with the following captions: "They kept me quiet for years. Not now." Although the comments were split, with half supporting her and the other half denouncing her as evil, each minute spent watching was algorithm gold. As social media went crazy, Atlanta insiders began speculating that this was a financial conflict rather than merely a marriage scandal, and Tiny's purported new partner wasn't just he had connections to the distribution corporation behind T.I.'s most recent endeavor. Thus some thought this covert wedding was a betrayal of business. This isn't simply love turmoil. One post said, "It's about money, power, and who owns what." She had transferred control of some rights to her new circle. It sounded like an empire crashing in real time, according to the rumors, and T was not only upset, but also humiliated. His reputation as the protecting husband, the man who made family life into a brand, had been cultivated over years, and now it was leaking, while paparazzi captured him coming at his lawyer's office. One associate said he canceled a $1 million endorsement agreement because he couldn't fake smiles on camera at the Moment. Office in Atlanta, with his face covered and security encircling him. He is reportedly getting ready to file a defamation lawsuit, not against Jaguar, but against the person who provided her with the video. However, the internet was more interested in receipts than lawsuits, and that's when another unexpected turn of events occurred. A video of T ranting at a friend over FaceTime, "You knew about this," went viral. "Don't tell me lies." The friend's name was T breaks down after a covert marriage, but the tone was genuine. Raw, broken. Fans clipped it right away. The circle was finished. By now, Jaguar Wright was uncovered. The caption yelled, echoing the story's title, "Untouchable," not because she was correct, but because she was unstoppable. She would always post another cryptic suggestion after someone accused her of lying. Screenshot, another smirk, and each post rekindled the turmoil. The woman was an expert at feeding the algorithm, and she didn't have to demonstrate the footage no longer existed. The world already thought it did, and Tiny's silence dragged on. She remained silent despite demands for a post, a statement, or anything else. Some believed she had gone into hiding in Miami, while others stated she was getting ready to reveal everything. Interview with a big network. Her crew disputed everything, but she appeared calm when the paparazzi finally caught her leaving a Los Angeles spa. Too calm. "I ain't saying nothing," she assured photographers while sipping coffee and sporting huge shades. "You guys think what you all desire." The quiet before the storm, as one commenter put it. Maybe they were correct, because right when people started moving, that clip alone went viral. Then another wave came. T and a close friend had a private discussion, and the entire transcript was released online. According to reports, T.I. stated in it, "If that footage ever gets public, I'm done. I'll burn it down before anyone can make fun of me." No one gave a damn if it was artificial intelligence or real, and credible is the new truth in scandal culture. It was believable. The narrative was not waning. It was changing. It was like someone was pulling the strings somewhere just to watch the world burn the deeper it went. Somewhere, someone was watching the world burn while tugging at the strings. Because Jaguar Wright declared she was going public just when it seemed like the storm couldn't grow much darker. Not another live interview, not another cryptic tweet. A sit-down special featuring a podcast host who is renowned for exposing the craziness surrounding celebrities. The teaser went viral. You guys want to know who filmed it? It wasn't me, said Jaguar, wearing sunglasses while seated on a velvet chair. Everyone was frozen by that one line, which transformed social media into a crime scene. If Jaguar didn't record it, then who did? The episode aired at Tiny wasn't the first, she said, and in just 10 minutes, it had 500,000 views. Jaguar began calmly before setting the room on fire. The interviewer leaned in and pretended not to breathe. That man T built his kingdom on lies, and now those lies got receipts. Let's just say that T.I. was familiar with the individual who held the camera. Jaguar grinned, almost proudly, at the tape that had been leaked. The internet exploded once more, and rumors began to circulate like oil on fire. Was Jaguar suggesting that one of T.I.'s own friends, or worse, a co-worker, had released the video? When fans saw that a former bodyguard had deleted his Instagram the same night the issue erupted, threads began to appear and his name began to trend. Conspiracies rose up quicker than truth could breathe. Was the wedding footage a setup? Did T.I.'s inner circle betray him? The internet created its own narrative by the following morning. After T.I.'s closest friend recorded the video, Jaguar obtained it, and Tiny simply desired to move on. It didn't matter if any of it was true, what mattered was that it felt real. However, according to reports, T.I. went entirely underground when the public deconstructed his rumors, canceling engagements, shutting down his production schedule, and even sacking half of his staff. He had been psychologically checked out, according to others close to him, and was only talking to his lawyers and children. He ain't mad no more, one buddy said. He is damaged. All he's doing is attempting to breathe. Then, as if from a movie, an unidentified video emerged that showed T strolling by herself around a deserted studio. Murmuring, I gave her everything. That brief, terrible, grainy video clip went viral and was one of the year's most shared. Tiny's side began to retaliate in the meantime. Her attorney said that the video was malicious and defamatory and filed a stop and desist against several websites that were hosting it. However, the problem with the internet is that once it's live, it's permanently out. The video was repeatedly mirrored, remixed, re-uploaded, and even made into a song. In a trash track titled Hidden Vows, a rapper sampled the chorus, marriage on mute, lies on loop, and Jaguar's voice can be heard stating, they always